Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Sakshi Jain, as you are aware. But before we head towards the video's topic, let's first talk about who is Sakshi Jain and what is my education qualification, what is my work experience. So talking about my qualification, I have done my bachelor's in marketing in 2018. I have done my post-graduation in 2020 in finance, and after that I have done many certifications in the finance field from NISM, research analyst. So further, if we talk about my work experience, I have 2 years of work experience in the financial industry, and currently I am working as a research analyst in a Canadian company. So let's get started. In this video, we will gonna talk about what type of investor are you, and it will be categorized upon based upon your investment approach and based upon your risk appetite. An investor is first categorized based on two main categories, active investor and passive investor. We will talk in detail about both of them and which type of investment approach you should choose so that you can be benefited in terms of return. So an active investor is someone who constantly keeps himself updated about the market for potential investment opportunities and has already made investing and trading an important part of their daily routine, right? So the basic goal that active investor has is money management, right, which simply helps them to beat the stock market average return, right, while they can capitalize on short term price swings. What are short term price swing we're going to talk about in later videos, but for as of now, an active investor has a basic objective to outperform the return that he's getting in terms of what he's getting from the market, stock market. Talking about the highlights part of the active feature, they participate in the stock market very actively, and they also invest in cryptocurrencies. Next, they monitor the performance of their investments on a daily basis. They do a lot of research and keep up with their daily financial news. So the next is, they don't necessarily buy one day and sell the next. They do pay attention to changes in trends and buy or sell based on those trends, right? They does not always hold an investment for the long term, and they also know what is the right time to sell the investment, right? So this is the most important thing an investor should be aware about, that holding an investment is a good thing for a longer period of time, but you should know that when to sell a stock is a very very important thing, so you can grab the benefits of the return at the right time. Moving forward, if someone wants to define a passive investor, it should be as a hands-off approach investor. You simply pick a security and then stick with it through the ups and downs with a longer term objective in mind, maybe a retirement, right? So passive investing is a long, very very long term investment approach that basically focuses on purchasing and owning an asset for a 10 or a 15 year of a time, right? So an investor can have a low initial value. Definitely an investor can see that their investment value is going down in the short period of time, but if they have future if they really want to grab the future potential, then they might have an outstanding investment opportunity if you are ready to wait a long term, right? So if you if you wait in your short period of time, then you can really grab a good amount of return in the longer period of time. So basic highlights of a passive investor is, first, it is a very cost effective way to invest, right? So you don't have to buy or sell on a daily basis, and you don't have to pay brokerage charges any. So it's a very cost effective way. You are saving a lot of brokering charges, right? So reducing next is reduce the stress associated with investment decision, right? So you don't have to check your portfolio on a daily basis. You just have to check it on a monthly or maybe a quarterly basis, or maybe do major minor changes here and there, so you don't have any stress of daily watching your portfolio. Second is mutual fund investors. So best examples are a mutual fund investor or a real estate investors are a best example for a passive investor. So they do have a proper transparency has been improved, because there are tons of applications and features, so an active investor can actively so passive investor can actively watch their portfolio. And very important, in an extreme downturn markets, you should have an exit plan. Many a times we see that passive investors don't exit their portfolio or a stock, right? So it is a very bad thing, because this can really affect their return part. So if you are holding something for a long term, you should definitely know when to exit, how much return do you really want from that stock. And very important thing, the last point says not putting all eggs in one basket. It means that you should not focus on one category of stocks, right? So you should have different industries, different sector in your mind before investing. And you should really have, like, if you are investing in 10 or maybe 15 companies, then the main thing that you should have in your mind is the large quantity of a particular stock, right? And not a multiple number of stock. That won't help you in the future. What will help you is the large quantity, right? So this is the points of an of a passive investors, and what they should do and what they don't do in the longer period of time. So before I begin, what is my point of view in terms of if you should be an active investor or passive investor, I want to quote one fact, and it says that according to industry studies, passive investing accounts for around 17% of the US stock market, and which we can expect to outnumber active trading by 2026. Right, so as of 2021, if we see 2021, over 52% of US mutual funds and ETF assets are in passive index strategies. So you can see how US market is targeting passive investors, passive investing, right? And if we see in 2018, passive funds surpassed active funds. So we can see that from 2018 till now, passive investing is getting more and more highlights, and investors are getting returns or may get return in the future. I hope you guys like today's video on active and passive investing. If you have any doubt, you can comment below, ask me. I'll definitely revert you. And if you have any topics that you want me to cover, surely comment and let me know. And this is the part 1 of the video, and you will see the next video in a couple of days. And so yeah, if you have any doubts, let me know. An Instagram account, so you can ping me if you have any doubts regarding any financial term, and if you need any financial assistance too.